Okay, go.
Okay, so get the proper time. It is 6:10 on Wednesday, January 6th. So we'll call the meeting to order. Before we do a confirmation of the agenda, I just want everyone to look at section 8A. That should say condolence policy, not correspondence policy. So before we make the confirmation of the agenda, just make that change. Everyone's aware. So can I get someone to move? Is there any problems with the agenda? Anyone have anything to add that they didn't send ahead, which we would prefer you do if you can, just to make the meeting quicker and smoother? Okay, so a mover and a seconder for the agenda, please.
I'll do it.
Bert and Heather. Okay, sorry there, Steve.
Fine.
We'll give you the next one. Pecuniary interest at this point. If anything comes up as we move along the meeting, please just let us know. If you find yourself in a little bit of hot water with the discussion, just let us know, and that you have a little bit of a conflict, and we'll just get you to turn your camera off and not be part of the discussion. That's all. But we'll do that as we move along in the agenda. Approval of the minutes. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes from December 9th? Questions from the minutes? Concerns? Changes? Okay. Now we'll take Steve. Can I have a seconder? Second. Dustin, you good with that? Okay. All right. Business arising for the minutes? Questions, concerns? Nothing you want to revisit? Okay. Trish, any correspondence?
No.
Okay. All right, Trish, share your screen. Financials, which I hope we didn't send those out, did we, Trish? No, because they just came after lunch today.
Yeah.
Okay, so Trish is going to share her screen and pull up our financials.
Okay, so everybody can see that PDF now?
Yep.
I guess I'll turn my video on, sorry.
I'm just going to turn my mic off.
So, yes, we just received this today. So Sherry and I took a really quick review before I sent it out to the board. So this is it's called a BIA variance report now versus budget to actual, but it's still the same thing, just different name. So as you are able to see, you've got our budget numbers. Excuse me, I'll zoom out a little bit. If it's illegible, please let me know.
We have that document.
Yes, the board does, but any live viewers won't have that. So, so yes, 2020 budget numbers are here. And then we've got our 2020 actual numbers here with the variances on the right-hand side. So we're sitting pretty good right now because we haven't done a lot this year because of COVID. So there are a few areas where we are over, I guess over and under budget. So I guess if the board had a chance to review this in advance, if there's any questions, I don't have anything major to point out aside from she does have a couple footnotes at the bottom here. We didn't need to use the reserve funds from 2020 because we didn't go over our budget. We were very much under. And there are still some outstanding invoices, like I noticed under advertising. There's still, I know there's definitely still some to come in because that's not our December Find the Gnome and BIA ads. And then she has a one besides salaries and benefits. The year-end accrual is required still, it's outstanding. And then BiBucks, it's showing that we've gone over our budgeted amount, which she has a footnote there, is because we had given the $800 in BiBucks away for the Find the Gnome event and 2 window contests. So with sales, reconciliations, and that sort of thing, we're a little bit over right now. So yeah, that's sort of where we're sitting. Does anyone have any questions, comments?
Are those expenses going to be reallocated then, Trish?
Yes. So I think that we should pursue moving the $800 in BiBucks that we did for the Find the Gnome events and the window display contests should go under community involvement. When we gave away BiBucks in the past, that's what we did. However, this time it went under BiBucks, but it can definitely be moved. The other thing is one of the gnomes wasn't found. So I actually have $50 that I don't know if we want to do another contest to give away, or if the board would prefer that I give that $50 back and have that adjustment made as well.
I'd say give it back. I don't.
Yeah, I'd give it back.
Now I can't see us running another, at least not in January.
Yeah.
One question with the BiBucks, the budget and the actual $5,000, that's our 10% that we allowed?
Yeah.
So we actually sold $50,000 worth of BiBucks in?
Well, the other report, the number that I got is that we've only sold, sorry, 1 second here. $39,470, which I'm not 100% sure where that number is coming from, because just before we did the BiBucks pop-up sale where we sold about $2,500, that $2,500 would have put us over the 40K mark. So I might need to do a little follow-up on that. The number just seems a little low.
Yeah, and you're wondering why does it say 5,000 then? So.
But I know that there needs to be a bank reconciliation done as well. I know Angela did let Sherry and I know that there still needs to be a bank reconciliation done on that. So I think that's going to flux a little bit yet.
Okay.
I also wonder if that, you'll have to check with her, if the full actual includes the big chunk that the town bought for all the employees at full cost. But they got, see, you know how I'm saying it got put in as BIA sales under the 50,000.
Okay.
We didn't actually give them 10% of what they bought, but I wonder if it went in and just sort of got, like, until we get a bank reconciliation, it looks like we gave them 10% off theirs, but we didn't. So something to look into, Trish, something to question.
Okay. Yep.
It's good of the town to do that.
No Christmas party this year, so everybody got BIA bucks.
That's good. Good idea.
I think it's a great idea. Yeah.
Okay, so I will follow up on the reconciliation part. The fact that maybe the town's full amount is in there, and then I'll move the 750 to community involvement and return the $50. So that'll help with the 800 mess up that we had before.
Yeah.
I know, again, there's still advertising costs to come in for the ads we ran in December. And then the one that's in today's paper, which is a Find the Gnomes thank you to businesses that participated, weekly winners, and then the grand prize winner. That will be in today's paper, but we're going to accrue it back to 2020, like we discussed last month. And again, these are like preliminary numbers, but at least we kind of know where we're sitting. So any other questions? Okay. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. And do you want me to jump into my coordinator report then?
Do we want to do that, or do we want to let Ashley jump ahead? It's totally up to you guys. Okay, BIA report it is then.
Okay, so I just went over the budget to actual. Yeah, the BiBucks sold to date, like I said, are that 39,470. But again, I'm going to follow back up with Angela on that number, as well as the 10% that's hitting our budget. And so the sales at Value Mart, we had the pop-up sale on Saturday the 19th, I believe that was. Heather and I went to Value Mart, and Steve actually moved us inside the store, just by the fruits and veggies, which was a lot warmer because it started snowing. So we sold $2,430 that day. The Find the Gnome event was extremely well received. Lots of participants. I don't know if anybody watched the final live stream draw, but there was a lot of entries in there. So Michelle Menhier was the one that won, and she was thrilled when I dropped the BiBucks off to her. So her and her son found every gnome except for the one, and they made it their mission to find every gnome. So it was a lot of fun, and I think it's something we should do again this year potentially. The window display for Christmas was delayed a week because at the time I hadn't heard from many businesses. So I went out on a hunt to find some more. So That one started on the following, I guess Friday the 18th it got posted. And then the nominations were done by Christmas Eve. So Denchies won the Christmas window display. I dropped off his BiBucks. He's currently closed, curbside pickup only right now. So I got those to him. I sent out a bit of grant information in Friday's newsletter, some stuff that Ashley at Perth County had sent me. We discussed last meeting, so that's gone out. And then I spent quite some time cleaning up the website on the BiBucks page because I understand that it's been confusing and there's been a lot of changes with the program this year. So it's all cleaned up now. It's like there were already pictures of the BiBuck up there, but there's a bunch of accordion drop downs with questions. So like, where can I buy them? How do I redeem them as a business? How can I get reimbursed? So there's a bunch of questions there. And then underneath that, I've listed businesses that accept the BiBucks because there's been a lot of inquiries about that. We talked about not having a list because some people pull out of the program unexpectedly and some people jump in randomly. So I ended up going back to a list. There's quite a few on there. So I just want to let you guys know and anybody else, if I've missed somebody or you know of someone that's taking them that's not on that list, then please let me know. I will get them added ASAP, like I did today. And then the BiBucks, just a reminder, the 10% off is extended till the end of January, and they have until February 28th to spend them to be entered into the draw in March. And the last thing is two things, sorry. I had a business reach out to me to join as an associate member. So Helena's Gardening is going to be joining the BIA as an associate member. And then I also had another business reach out to get more information on becoming a member. So that's the potential that we'll have a second associate member joining. For the associate members, we typically send the invoices out in May of each year. And with COVID last year, we still sent them out in May, but gave them till September to pay. So I was wondering for this year, do we want them to still be sent in May again, like we've done the last 2 years? Or, and I guess if we do we do an extended date again, or is it just the 30-day payment? What is the board thinking?
How many people paid late, do we know? Or waited till September to pay?
I think there was 3 or 4 that waited till September to pay. But the response is that about 75% of them paid actually within the first few months of the invoice going out.
I can understand why you'd want to delay it, but also too, if you delay the payment, they may tend to forget.
Well, and my worry too is if we did it again in May, extended it to September, then they're going to get an invoice again in May. So I don't want to keep extending if we don't have to, but it's completely whatever the board would like to do.
What do you think, Bert?
I would say we keep with what we have and just instead of giving them 30 days, maybe give them 90 days to pay. So we can issue it in March. What'd you say? May, June, July. If you give them a 90-day window, I mean, that's more than ample enough. I mean, most people like to pay that fairly quick. And if they can't pay in 90 days, then you need to really rethink why they're in it.
Okay.
That sounds good. Good idea.
Yep, that's perfect. So I will get them sent out again in May this year. So again, someone like Helena, who's just joining, like we won't invoice her now. We'll just hold off till the invoicing happens in May. Then I'm not creating extra work for finance.
Yeah.
And then too, I want to focus on, and it's kind of a question I'll pose tonight that maybe we can think about for next meeting or something, is that money that the associates pay into the BIA. I'd like to explore how we could better answer their question on what they get out of being an associate member. We have lots of great information on the website, and there are a lot of benefits as to be part of the BIA, but I just feel like I need a bit more of a sales pitch to discuss that with them. So
it never hurts.
Yep. And then same with this year, I'd really like to take some time to work on membership as one of the bigger things I look at this year. Last year was kind of events to get you know, our program going with BiBucks and whatnot, but I like to spend some time to really hammer in on membership. I want to send out a one pager so that businesses can fill out, you know, what their business name is, who owns it, how long they've been here, get a good profile going of our businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Especially since we've had a little bit of a changeover in the last little bit. So
it probably wouldn't hurt to do a refresh. So that's kind of my report for now. Is there anything that I missed that anyone has questions on? Okay.
Okay. We're going to go on to the condolence policy. Okay. So before we chat about the condolence policy, we used to have committees, and we tried to balance a lot of work as a board. So we kind of we didn't get rid of committees. Well, I guess we did actually get rid of the committees, pardon me. And we chose to hire Trish, which is excellent. She has really pulled a lot of the work away from us. But I think as a BIA board, we're getting away from doing stuff. If you'll notice, Trish's hours are starting to become a little bit over the budget that we've allocated. Now, you know, sometimes I can't help that, but every year they're sort of creeping up and up and up. We're putting more and more and more on her. This is just a part-time job for her. She has a full-time day job. When she was hired to not really actually start working for us until after 4 or 4:30 at night, but she does do a lot during the day, answers all of our texts and emails and what have you on her lunches and when she can get at it. But I think there's just, as we move forward, we want to do more this year and do more next year. We want more events, more community involvement. What are we as a BIA doing with this money? But as board members, myself included, I think we're going to have to find that balance somewhere where we as board members will take on small little projects and jobs and leave Trish to do things like monitoring the website, getting out the newsletters, doing all of our administrative work and everything that we're hired for. Maybe just more than just us meeting and making decisions and then putting it all on Trish, which we certainly can, but then we're going to have to up her budget. Something to think about as we go into our annual meeting in March. We don't have a big budget to play with. I wish we did. When Trish and I were in Ottawa, we were sitting with some ladies that had $1 million budgets for their BIAs, which was amazing, but we don't. So I know it's mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. We don't. Obviously, we have a $22,000, $23,000 budget, and a lot of it is eaten up by wages. It leaves us with very little to do things with. So unless we want to up our staff budget, we have to start thinking as a board that maybe we might have to do a little bit of the heavy lifting along the way. We have to find that balance between when we had our meeting groups and now that we don't. So that's my suggestion as we move forward and we talk about the condolence policy. And this, at Steve's request, that we start sending condolence letters, which I agree, we have no problem with it. We do have to sort of set some precedent though, because that sort of led from my little rant there that we can't pay Trish to watch the obituaries and watch everything. So what we need to do is set some sort of groundwork or idea where we want to go with this. How far are we going to go with condolence cards? How far, how deep? So you've all had a chance to look at it. Trish's suggestion is that she'll get all of our digital signatures and get it on a digital card so that she doesn't have to chase everybody down. She'll just set up a digital card. She doesn't mind taking them over to Lockhart's and having them sent to the family, but we need to take a look at that policy and see what you guys as a board think the parameters of it should be. I'll leave it to you guys to discuss here for a minute.
So do you want me to pull up the policy and quickly run through it just for any live streamers that didn't get to see it?
Yeah, let's do that because I'm trying to pull it up now and I can't.
No problem. Okay, it should be on your screen there. Everyone can see, I think. So again, just to coincide with this, we wanted to do a condolence policy. So the intent of the policy is that the Mitchell Business Improvement Area, Mitchell BIA, will send an expression of sympathy on behalf of the Mitchell BIA when notified of the death of a business owner, their spouse, or their child. The sympathy of expression will be in the form of a sympathy card signed by all Board of Management members and the BIA coordinator. For the purpose of this policy, a business owner is defined as downtown business owner or owners, associate member business owner or owners. For the purpose of this policy, a spouse is defined as a married spouse or partner, or a common law spouse or partner. And for the purposes of this policy, a child is defined as a son, stepson, daughter, or stepdaughter. Responsibilities. So a Board of Management member or members will monitor obituaries in the West Perth and surrounding area funeral homes. They will notify the Board of Management and the BIA coordinator of the death, and the BIA coordinator will circulate a card for signing. The BIA coordinator will deliver or mail the card pending direction from the funeral home. The Board of Management will make every effort to monitor obituaries and notify the board and BIA coordinator to send condolences. There will be no announcements posted via the BIA newsletter or BIA social media outlets. And then lastly, that this policy would be reviewed biannually. And today I've made the draft and we'll mark it approved if this is the route that the board would like to go.
Chris, just sort of my comment beforehand, is there any way we can just do a digital signature? We can all send you a digital signature, then you don't have to chase us down.
Yes, either option would work fine.
It's a good idea. No, I think that looks good the way it's drawn up there. We got to start somewhere, right? So I think it's a great start. I'm for it.
Can we muddy the water a little bit?
Yep.
Sure.
One of the things that came up, I remember this being last year, was Richard Pickett passed away, and he'd been a long time business owner, but he'd sold the business and moved on before passing on. So I like the way it is, and I don't want to, that's going to be kind of ugly to try to figure out all the other stuff, but I'm just going to throw it out there but how do you define long-term previous business owners? But it's just one of those that, I like it the way it is.
I think we just maybe make those exceptions as they come along as the board agrees.
I'm good with it.
I'm okay with that too. Heather, what do you think?
Unmute yourself, Heather.
Yes, I'm trying. I like it the way it is. But I also understand about Richard Pickett, right? So I don't know if we want to put a little line in this policy saying that it is at the discretion of the board that we can. Any
prominent member of the community they may wish to send a card to.
Something like that.
That's a better way to put it. Yeah.
Woohoo.
It'll be up to the board at the time, right? So
exactly.
What's prominent to me may not be prominent to you, but that'll be the board's decision then.
But there could also be another scenario where somebody of significance in the community passes away that's not part of the BIA that you may want to consider sending a condolences letter to. So I'd just say make an exception that way.
Well, I think we have to kind of stick to businesses, don't we?
Yep. Well, I'm just thinking, as I say, like what I said with Richard, there could be another scenario, and I'm not going to bring it up because it could lead to longer, but there might be a scenario where you want to send a condolence card of a significance person, but I think just make the exception and say it that way. And
I don't know. Can we have it? And I don't like open-ended, but something more loosely in there. Just saying that decisions, the board has the right to extend this policy.
Yeah, extend their condolences as they see fit or something.
Yeah.
No, something simple. I don't think we'd use it that much, but just one of those where the only thing I can think of was like Richard Pickett. Obviously, he was a long-term business owner that passed away after he'd sold his business. So that one there, I think he'd want to send something. So
yeah, that would have been nice to go to his family.
Anyway, I'm good with it.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, and which Board of Management? Which Board of Management member is going to take this on?
I will.
Okay, perfect. That's great.
We all read the obituaries every day, don't we?
No,
My wife does. She informed me of them all, so.
I wait for Jeff to call me for the ones I need to know.
Yeah. You know, and there may be situations down the road, you know, where maybe some of our political affiliates here in town, you know, the BIA should probably respond,
Yeah.
you know, things like that. Maybe a town staff member, you know, something. I'm sure there's probably going to be exceptions as we move along, but this is a good place to start.
Yeah, it could be a person downtown that's iconic to that one bit. Like the banks are members, but they may have a long time 35-year employee or something that might have passed away or something, you know.
You know, I mean, I think it's a great start. I think we do need to be careful that it doesn't end up being a full-time job.
Yeah, exactly.
In that, you know, it's kind of a tough situation, but we just have to make sure that if we set the policy and we do for one, we do it for all. So we have to I think this is a good spot to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Okay. You got all the information you need there, Trish?
Yep, so I'll just add another clause in there then, and I'll just resend this out to the board to review one last time. And then once it's approved, I'll get it posted on our website as well.
Okay.
And would it be all right if I put it in the newsletter just to say this is a new policy we've created?
So should we have had a move and seconder? Sorry, we probably should have
I'll move it.
before we discussed it.
It wouldn't hurt. Yep. Do you want to say
Steve,
what
you
the
wanna
motion
move it?
would?
Yeah.
What do you want to write as the motion?
With the addition of what Steve mentioned there, whatever wording you guys decided on, I sort of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that the
We're gonna
board
take
approves, that the
this-
board approves the condolence policy.
With the addition of
Yep.
that point. Okay, moved
Perfect.
by Steve, seconder. Bert. Okay. And everyone's in favor? Good. All right, we'll move forward. So now we have no questions. This has been something that's been bouncing around for a long time. And we've really beat this quite a bit. Now we have it in place and we can move forward, and that's good. I'm happy with that. Okay. Trish, 2021 meeting dates?
Can everyone see this PDF still? Does
Just
that work?
Move it up a little bit.
Perfect. I'll maybe pull it a little bit. Just the gist of it is, so these are just dates I was throwing out there. So it will be sticking with the first Wednesday of each month, even if there were 5 in the month, just to keep it easy so that nobody gets lost or forgets. We'll just make it the first Wednesday of every month. We don't typically have a meeting in August, and that would kind of be that.
Looks good to me.
Yeah.
Are we ever going to resume our lunch meetings?
Hope so.
Not this month.
Yeah.
What
I hope so.
do we do for the AGM if, like, I've been talking to the health unit and a few others, and they're pretty nonchalant and stuff, but what do we do if this extends? Because I'm kind of getting the feeling here that we may not come out of this lockdown at the end of January. What are we going to do for the AGM? Are we going to do it all virtual? Is that what the thought process is?
It might be something we would have to look at. I will have to ask the clerk, because I don't know what protocol would be for having an AGM via Zoom.
Yeah, I don't know either. I just get the feeling we're not, the way the numbers are going, the way things are kind of acting, I'm kind of getting not a very warm and fuzzy feeling about meeting other than virtually.
Yeah, and again, when it comes to an AGM, it's open for all of our members to attend. So that's where we have a little bit of a gray area. We could all join on Zoom for those that do want to join, but if the board's okay with it, I'll reach out to the clerk and have that discussion with her just to kind of get a little bit ahead of the game.
I think we should just in case.
Yeah, then we know what's going on. We can talk about it in February.
Yeah.
Right. I think the potential for them to join is definitely there. If they're just joining to watch the AGM, they can join with their cameras off and their mics off, and then they are there with their name across it, but they're not necessarily a visual part of it. That,
Right.
aside from the board, just the board members with their cameras on, so we can see if
Yeah,
that's possible.
So they could join that way, but they do have voting rights at the AGM and they do have the ability to discuss stuff. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so then they have their cameras on then. Okay.
well,
Yep.
or they could be off during the discussion and then when they want to, they can raise their hands so that you'll see that and then they can turn their
Yeah,
camera on
they
when they're acknowledged.
Do their questions. Yep, we can do
Yep,
it that way
so-
too. Then it's a little less confusion of people that we're looking
Looking
for and
at.
stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you ask her which
Yep.
way is the best way to do it.
Perfect.
Okay. Nothing else for Trish? Anyone? All right.
Sorry, Sherry, cut off a bit there, Ashley. There you go.
Hey guys. Before I start, I just wanted to mention to you, Trish, and board members that if you're looking for a way to present the benefits of joining the Mitchell BIA, if you look at the Milverton Business Association website, they have a page where they kind of write out what the benefits are with some specific examples of discounts and whatnot, and then the more general benefits. So if you're looking for a one-pager, that might be a good starting point.
Perfect, thank you.
And now I'll get into my update. So if anyone follows us on Perth County Tourism social media, you'll see we're doing a 10 days of giveaways promotion right now. So for 10 days, we're giving away a $100 gift card to a Perth County business of the winner's choosing. We're trying to do something on social media that is getting away from the doom and gloom and something a little bit more exciting. So we've seen a lot of engagement with it so far. The business community is also having the opportunity to engage with their customers. So you can share those posts from the Perth County Tourism page if you would like. The PC Connect bus system is currently being promoted as a pre-booked service for essential travel only. So buses still are running throughout Perth County, but we're no longer promoting it for rides for any reason. It's more so for those essential reasons. So medical appointments, groceries, getting to work, things like that. And as always, you can find out more about the status of the PC Connect at perthcounty.ca/PC Connect. Our digital service squad member, Clara, who you guys met a few months ago, has been busy connecting with business owners, helping them apply for grants, improve their online presence, build websites, and more. So if yourselves or if you know of anyone who could use the help of a website or e-commerce or social media throughout lockdowns especially, please reach out to Clara. She's there to help, and her contact information will be in the report Trish will send out to you all after the meeting. Our Discover More Flavor Farmgate map program revamp is still accepting new businesses at this time to be featured on the hard copy map. So we're accepting new businesses until January 31st to be on the hard copy. And after that, if any new business wants to join, they're still welcome, but they'll just be featured on the digital map instead. And then there's a list of funding and grant programs available. A few of them are on the newsletter that Trish sent out, such as the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy. It has been extended until June 2021. This program covers up to 75% of employee wages for eligible businesses. There's the Canada has extended the Regional Relief and Recovery Fund, the Canada Emergency Rent Subsidy Program, which is from the federal government in the wake of COVID-19, Canada Emergency Business Account. They increased their max interest-free loan to $60,000. So if you or your business has already received this funding, you're eligible for the additional funds. There's plenty more coming out all the time, and I have quite the list here, so I will just leave it for you guys to review and share as you see fit, and it will be in the report that I'm sending to Trish and she will send to you. And other than that, I don't have much from the county right now unless anyone has questions for me. Perfect. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, thanks, Ashley. Okay, municipal update. I guess Jeff didn't make our meeting. He was working from home today. He maybe forgot about us, so I'll have to see. I don't have a lot, just we didn't have a meeting this week. Like we normally would have one on Monday, but we did not. We have budget coming up. That budget presentation will be, I do believe, January 20th. If anybody went by the fire hall today and noticed that the old post office clock is officially in the fire hall, it looks excellent. It really looks good. I know that's a project that's been near and dear to a few people in town for quite some time. So it's really nice to see that that finished. We are in the recruitment process right now for a new town treasurer. Our treasurer is leaving us as of January 22nd. And that's out there right at this point as well. So that's, unless there's anything else you can think of that you want to ask me about. Oops, wrong button. I was going to push my.
She moving on to a new position, or is she just?
Aurelia. Yeah, she's moving on to a new position in Aurelia.
Well, that's good. See, there you go. There's our condolence, I guess, in some cases she left us. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Just finally get the broken, they take off to a better position.
Right there, right. Yeah, she's definitely been an asset to the town. She's done a lot for us so far. All right.
So who's covering her while she's out? When that position opens up, are we okay? Nobody yet.
They're in the recruitment process.
Somebody's gonna have to cover it, but okay.
We're in the recruitment process, something that they're working on for sure. Is there anything anybody I might be thinking about that anybody wants to ask me and I just forgotten? I haven't heard too much more yet at this point. Okay, the year is young, so we'll see what we get. All right, other business, virtual concerts. Dustin, you're up.
All right. Well, Sherry, you can help me out here to make sure I got what it is that you were kind of after here. So I think, now, correct me if I'm wrong, does this kind of replace the music in the park?
Well,
is that kind of the idea?
And the board members can totally jump in here and correct me. I think we just discussed that we haven't done anything and that we feel like we should do something for the community. So we were kind of, looking for a music in the park idea, maybe family day weekend, a live concert, it was really open to interpretations. Whether we do it where we as a BIA pay the fee for one band to give us a half-hour concert, or we look at the plan that you set aside. So that'll be up for the board to discuss.
Yeah. So I kind of like fused it with, so like you could have an artist or 1, 2, or 3, and they could play their songs and we could kind of organize ourselves how to film it and do it live. Or they could send it in, or they could do a live stream from their house if they have the abilities to do it. And then I kind of thought it'd be cool to insert business commercials in between songs. That way it's promoting a local artist, but that way it's also promoting the businesses downtown, right? So if you had the artist come up, they'd sing their first song, and then you do a minute break where you'd have someone downtown do like a 30-second video that they could do it on their phone, they could do it professionally, they could do it however they wanted to. And you could insert that in between the songs, just to kind of like get the downtown involved a little bit more. And that way it breaks it up, opposed to like sometimes online, it doesn't come across the way the artist does live. Whereas if they're performing, and then you kind of have something in between, and then they play another song, and then something in between, it not only moves the content along, you might get more viewers too, because then the people that might have made the video from the businesses downtown might also want to go watch it. So that was just a thought I had on doing that. And I don't think it should be too long. I kind of put a half an hour. I think any longer than that, then you're going to lose people anywhere after that.
No, I agree.
Yeah, because we don't sit on the computer for too long. And if we're watching stuff, we generally watch it for only a few minutes and then we keep scrolling. But now something to note too for this, it would be live streamed, but you can pre-record this material. Usually I don't mind the idea of live, but I feel like live stuff, there's just too much to go wrong that can go wrong and generally does go wrong. Whereas if we film this a week prior, or we had the artists send their stuff in a few days before, I can edit it all together, and the businesses can send me their stuff and I can kind of cut it all up. You guys could even approve it before we live stream it too. That way we know exactly what we're gonna get, and you can put it out there. So I'm not sure what kind of artist would make sense. I kind of made a little bit of a list there, but I'm open for suggestions. Does anybody have any ideas on it? Because I just kind of threw that together. I wasn't married to any ideas.
I like how you got it laid out there, Dustin. Looks pretty good to me.
Thank you.
I don't want to put her on the spot here, but Ashley, I see you're still here. Are you still with us, Ashley Brockman?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, we love input.
I think it sounds good. I like the idea of it on Facebook because everyone's looking for something to watch. And I would probably agree with you that pre-recorded is a safer bet than going live. And that would enable you to get really creative with the commercials you're going to make to promote the BIA businesses, and put them in at strategic points.
Now, the magic question will be, everyone, is how do we decide what businesses get these little 1-minute sections?
Yeah, I thought about that. I don't know. Because we don't necessarily want people paying, or maybe they should pay for it. I don't know, but
Do we
it's
do
at
a
a time.
lottery?
I was gonna say, just pull the names out of a hat.
Yeah, do we circulate who's interested? Because some won't be interested in necessarily doing it, right? So do we ask for businesses that are interested and we do a lottery?
Yeah, you could do that.
It's about the fairest way.
Yeah.
Because not like I said, not all businesses might be interested in participating in this, especially the first time around, maybe the second, but.
Right.
Although it would be nice if we're doing it that way is to have it might get lost in the process, but a complete list of businesses, but these select few get the actual commercial style.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I wonder if we open it. Perth County has some beautiful short video clips with all of Perth County and encompasses some downtown Mitchell footage plus all of the county. I wonder if would that be a possibility, Ashley, if we opened the event with one of your small pieces that you guys have?
Yeah, we have lots of content like that we would be happy to share. And I know my summer student took this summer just drone shots over top of Mitchell and downtown. So we haven't used all that content yet, but we can make it available for you.
Okay,
And
I'll let Dustin, you guys can
say is I love doing commercials for the businesses, but I would also make sure that you guys are doing a commercial for yourselves, like promoting the BIA.
Good idea.
Maybe that's something we can work up to in the next one. If we do another one, for sure. At this point, since there's the second question, everybody. We were looking at a family day weekend, which is going to come quick here, which is why I was kind of thinking we'd maybe just peel off the back of Perth County and use one of their full Perth County to get us started. But we have to move it along here, I guess, if we're going to go with a February 12th or whatever the heck the date is, family day weekend.
Well, even if you use the county's videos to promote ourselves at the end, you could have a Mitchell BIA, like a credit at the end, go through the music at the end, just have Mitchell BIA and then list all the businesses. That would at least get the names up. And then if you don't get anything else, that keep going.
Absolutely. I think that's a fabulous idea, Bert. Started off with a clip of one of the Perth County beautiful drone shots and all the things that they've done all summer long that they've been working on, and end it with the credits for all of, some of our pictures and downtown stuff. I think that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, and any of the businesses that don't get featured in the commercials too, I don't know if you just said that or not, you could put them at the end of the video and just make a huge, I think that's what you just said, right? Yeah. So,
maybe we could have someone snap a few pictures maybe Dustin, that would be something for Skyline, if snap some pictures of some of the key areas around and roll the credits through it. Just a couple of still photos that roll the basically the commercials through it. Okay, so if everybody likes this, there is going to be some costs associated with this. We should probably talk about it. Because, you know, there is going to be costs associated. So we should probably
Oh,
talk
there always
about
is.
it.
We can only expect us to so much for nothing. Most of it, but not all.
Right. So I'm sure that Dustin will probably be sending us a bit of a somewhat of a bill. So we'll let him bow out here and then.
How long do I head out here for?
Oh, just stay listening to us and we can tell you when to come back in, Dustin.
Yeah.
I think too, Sherry, that maybe getting a quote would be something that might be a bit more of a better process, is getting a quote from him and then.
But we want to discuss here first where we're at, because we need to move along quite quickly with this. So
Yeah, we don't have enough time.
we don't have a lot of time. So what I would like to discuss is that if we're all in agreement with at the bottom, what it says here at the bottom about some, can you scroll to the very bottom where he discussed video and the people? Yeah, here we go. So we're looking here at the bottom, the videography, lighting possibilities, the audio video, those are all going to have costs associated with them. So we probably should have, I know that we don't know the costs, we're going to have quotes, but we should have a motion that we're going to put out for quotes. Right?
I'll make that motion.
Okay. That we're going to move forward. We're looking at Family Day weekend. Trish, just as you write this out in better language for us, we're looking at Family Day weekend.
Yeah.
We understand that there's costs associated with this. It's going to come out of our community involvement budget.
Yep.
Does anyone want to put a cap on how much we're going to spend, or we're going to do the motion saying we'll take the quotes?
We'll take the quotes, and I was thinking, what about $1,000? Is that too low, too high?
I think that's a fair start.
Yeah, let's throw $1,000 out there and see,
Okay, so
see where it comes.
Okay. Can I have a seconder for that motion? Heather, are you good?
We lose Heather? Oh, she's on. Oh, sorry. Keep forgetting they disappear off the
Heather?
screen.
Can you take your mic off?
She said yes.
Heather.
There. Your mic is on. Off.
Here. Heather, your microphone's off.
Wave if you're seconding.
Can't hear us.
I got it.
There you are. Okay.
I didn't have the pictures up. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to second it. I was also going to ask,
Yep.
is this something that can be replayed?
Yeah.
Yes. So when I spoke with Dustin about it, it would be everybody pre-records their pieces. It goes to Dustin. He'll put it all together, send it to me to put on the Facebook page, or I'll work with Dustin on getting that on there. And then it would be, it would look like it's being live streamed, but it's not actually. And you could go back and view it at any given time.
Okay, I was under the impression that you would still need to, even though it's recorded, you would need to put it on at a certain time.
Yeah, so it's
Doesn't
like
doesn't that take some of the I don't know what the word is, like the anticipation away, if you can just watch it anytime?
I think you leave it at 2 o'clock. Let's say you pick it.
Hang on. Before I don't want to interrupt. I'm sorry. Before we get too far in this, let's just, if everyone, we've got a motion and a seconder. Is everyone in agreement? And then we can invite Dustin back into the conversation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Dustin, come on. If you're there, come on back into the conversation. There you are. Okay, because I like his input in some of this questions on recording and having it available to watch later. Dustin, do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah, so essentially, like, I kind of got the idea when I was watching Dana, and I don't know if you got that tag there that I sent you, Sherry, for Dana Manning on New Year's Eve.
I did see that, yeah.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool. Like, at first, like, it, you know, if someone asked her, like, did you do it live? Like, obviously you wouldn't lie, like that was pre-recorded. But it came across as live, and it was almost like when you're watching television and there's something happening, you know, it's pre-recorded, but you have to watch it right then. And with like Facebook, you know, you can go back and watch it again later. It'll come across as live. You can watch it again later, but there will be a time when it's, let's say it's being played at 5 o'clock on Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. You have to watch it at 5 o'clock, and when you come in, you'll be watching it when everybody else is watching it. And then as soon as it,
that's kind of what I was getting at before. That's the anticipation of it, right? So that's what we advertised when it will be shown, and that's kind of when people will get ready and.
Oh, are you suggesting to only live stream it and then not have it available afterwards?
Well, so can you record it and just put it on once?
In theory, because a lot of times after you live stream anything on social media, you can say, I approve this, and it posts it to your social media, or you could say, don't post it. Like that's that. Okay.
So I guess what I'm getting at is to have everybody waiting to watch it. Do you know what I mean? Like, instead of saying, I can watch that anytime, I'm going to, I'll just watch it.
I wonder if you could do something where like, you live streamed it and then you withheld the content and then you posted it like, let's say you did the next concert a month later and then you posted the previous one so you can go back and watch the old one.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
I like that.
That just
yeah. I just think if I know I can watch something anytime, I won't watch it. I won't be there for Sunday at 5 o'clock. I won't make a point to be there. Right. And I think there's a lot of, and maybe that's just me, but I don't know.
No, it's true. You want to pick a time where you do want everybody to watch it and you want them all there at once.
Yeah.
To make an impact.
Yeah. So if nobody knows that they can watch it later, then they will make a point to be there Sunday at 5 o'clock.
I think that's great.
And I think that's what we need. I think you're going to get the most impact that way. And then it's fine to show it afterwards if you want.
Yeah, maybe if we decide to do it again, you show this one a couple of days before.
Yeah, say, as a preview kind of thing.
As a preview kind of, yes.
Does that make any sense, Dustin?
It does. I like what you're getting at because that makes people more eager to go watch it. The one thing I think it's important to put it back out there, I think, because it's really cool content that you could use to advertise, the businesses and such. Like people could watch it over and over again. It's getting that exposure over and over again.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
Right. But I like the idea of withholding the content. Like once it's done. And then maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, you could release and be like, hey, this was our show from 2 weeks ago. If you're interested, go check it out. Hey, this was our show from a month ago. You can, something like that.
I wonder if I like Heather's idea in the sense that we withhold it and maybe start playing it a week or two before the next concert and say, here's what you missed the last time. Don't miss it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, well, my mic was muted before I asked a question. I thought you were all ignoring me. But is there any way to have the businesses on like a banner at the bottom while they're performing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it'd be kind of cool too, to even have like the West Perth or the BIA or just, like when you're watching CNN, there's like the CNN logo down here. It'd be kind of cool to have like the West Perth or whatever logo we see fit kind of very lightly in the corner of the screen as well as a banner. We could have as much fun with it as we wanted to.
Okay. Wonderful. There was something else I wanted to ask, but now I've forgotten what it was. So apologize if I bring it forward again in a few minutes when it comes back to me. Something I wanted to ask Dustin about this, but I've forgotten. So Bert is having technical difficulties, but he can still hear us, right, Bert? You did answer me. You can still hear us.
Yep, we're going to be back here again. I just kind of lost
them for about 3 minutes. Okay, but you still heard all of that, and you're okay with everything?
Yep. Well, I didn't hear it all, but the gist is there.
Okay, so this will be another section where we as board members can step up here a little bit and help Dustin. Please, Dustin, let us know if you want us to reach out, how you want us to do it. I'll let
You
you.
want me to sing? Do you want me to sing?
Heather will sing.
Okay.
I want Heather specifically to sing.
Steve and Bert are going to dance in the background while
Yeah,
she's.
that would be good. That would be good.
Perfect.
And I'll swap out and I'll send you a harp video instead.
I don't think
No
we make good Chip and Dale dancers.
Okay, so we will.
I don't think you'd like to see the results.
No.
So we are going to move forward with that. Oh, I know what I wanted to say is date, everyone. Family Day is the weekend of February 13th, 14th, and Monday the 15th is the Family Day holiday. Do we want to do this on the Sunday night, or what are your, or the Friday night? Are we looking maybe the 12th or the 14th? Or the third? We could do the Saturday too, but I just wonder if we get more people watching on the Friday or the.
Actually.
There's
I
going to
would
be a
suggest
snowstorm that day.
What's that?
Is there going to be a snowstorm that day? You may want, if everybody's going to be sitting inside.
I don't know. So what do you think? The Saturday the 13th is fine, but I just wonder if we'll get more people watching on a Friday night or a Sunday night, since Monday's the holiday.
I think Sunday.
Yeah, do Sunday night.
The 14th. You good with that,
I think the
Dustin?
Sunday would do better.
Okay, that doesn't interfere with anything. Okay, so we will have Trish send out an email, some feelers, get some businesses, let them know that we're going to do a draw, that it's a little 1-minute plug if for their video or what have you, and we'll go from there, that it's a lottery system. Unless we only get 3 or 4 businesses that are interested, then we won't have to do it that way. I will let Ashley connect up with Dustin, and the two of them can work out. He can look through the Perth County stuff that's on their website and what they have. They've got great stuff. So we could maybe start with the county as a whole and do all the other things Dustin said to throw West Perth and Perth in there. Lovely. Okay.
And that time frame worked for you, Dustin, okay?
Say that one more time, Steve.
Does that time frame work for you?
It does. As long as we kind of establish something in the next, let's say, week and a half to 2 weeks. And then if I have all the content 5 days at the minimum prior to the release date, that gives me enough time to work with Trish to make sure that it's ready to go at the time we decide.
Good.
Well, the groups and the bands, we can leave that with you to start working on with them now. Pick what you want to go on that list.
Okay.
Unless somebody has somebody in particular they would like him to approach, we'll leave it up to him.
Elvis is still dead, so we don't want him.
Well, he might not be.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. COVID will get him. Okay, 2021 events. Now that's a big one to get started because we really are unsure if we can do music in the park again yet this year. Who knows? We're starting with a fresh budget. So in a perfect world, but we should probably know by our April meeting whether we can move forward with music in the park. I'm thinking what April to me would sort of, because we start in July, right? So we should really make the plans by April. If we can't do it by April, I think we move on. What are some other things or events that we should maybe think about tackling this year?
Now that we got a bit more selection of restaurants downtown, I still think I've seen this done in other places. It's more geared to ladies, but still, some would call it a guy's bar crawl, but it's a basic progressive meals. You have like 3 of the restaurants, and then they between the spots where they're traveling, they stop in at Jillian's or Mia's or Floral Treasures or something like that as they go from one spot to the next. I can't think what it is. I talked to Trish about it the one time and she had a name for it, but I've seen a few other places do that. I know it's more female geared, but
it's kind of like it's kind of like a ladies' night. So
yeah.
So some BIAs are doing a ladies' night where they go around store to store and shop, and the stores are giving out discounts that night for the ladies that come with their group of friends. And then along with Bert's idea, he was thinking like if you did something like you go for breakfast at Jen's or the Sugar Maple restaurant, and then maybe go shop a couple of the shops and then have lunch at BJ's Dairy Bar or whatever. It kind of make like a day event out of it, or people can kind of chime in throughout the day when they want, or just have a solely night event where, like Bert said, they go from store to store and have dinner at one place.
There won't be many stores open at night though, will there?
Well, no, you'd have to ask in advance for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, so that's what the other BIAs do, is they plan, okay, this is the night we're gonna do ladies' night, see which businesses want to get involved. They would commit to staying open late. It would only be those, say, half dozen.
Yeah, it'd be exclusive to the ones that are going through the event.
Yeah.
Is that something like what Live Well had proposed?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thought I heard it somewhere.
And then pick a restaurant to go to, have a choice of 2 or 3 restaurants to go to?
The Live Well one is more exercise related. So it would be like you'd still end having a meal, but you would start walking the wetlands or biking the wetlands or snowshoeing and then finish on a restaurant. Yeah.
So we could like combine those and have, for lazy people, could be the shopping, and then the ones that want to exercise could do the trails.
There you go.
Well, there's certainly options for it. Just something along the lines to interact and get people through the downtown and do whatever else.
Yeah, with the Live Well West Perth experience, it would be that people pay X amount of dollars to participate in it. Whereas with like a ladies' night, you don't typically charge. Yeah, you don't charge people, but they would go and buy stuff at the stores that had discounts that specific night during that window of time. And then the restaurant maybe could give a discount or offer certain meals for X amount of dollars. So I like that idea. I think it's something that we could do. I'm sure Bert gave a number of ideas the other day, like for businesses that would participate. So I think it would be a fun one, but
it just happens to be we got some stores in town between the restaurants like Jillian's, Mia's or Deep Roots or Floral. I hate to say it kind of leans towards a ladies event, but at least there's something there that you could actually consume about probably 6 hours.
I'm wondering if we maybe tackle that one for like September when we.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's not.
When we're hopefully out of lockdowns and all of our rules and regulations. I wonder about a Saturday afternoon. What about like a late Saturday morning, like 11 to 4? You know, some businesses close a little bit early on Saturdays, but they might be okay to stay open an extra hour or 2, as opposed to asking them to stay open late 4 hours on a Friday night. I don't know. It's whatever you guys think.
It's something to work on.
Yeah.
Or consider at least. Yeah.
I wonder if we set that one, Trish, in our upcoming for maybe possibly a September, because the weather's still usually pretty good. Summer's over. People are kind of coming back home from their cottages and looking for things to do. And okay. Our November street party, Christmas party, I feel like if we're allowed, we absolutely should make that one a big one this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
We should set some money aside for that one and really work on that. And what date do we normally do that? I'm looking at a calendar here.
I think we normally do it the 3rd week, I believe.
1, 2, 3, so which would be the 19th.
The 19th or the 26th. I know the last 2 years we kind of geared it around Santa being able to be down there. So if we can have that and have him, we would have to double check.
You mean the reindeer? You mean the reindeer or Santa?
Santa himself, and then the availability of the reindeer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
if you booked it early enough, I mean, it would make it.
It was really starting to grow, and I really, it was a nice event. People really liked it. The kids looked forward to it. I think we do a little bit more this year, maybe, than we have in the past, especially if we don't get to do music in the park. I think we take some of our funding and stuff and really throw some sort of September and November type ideas. Music in the park, I guess there's nothing we can talk about till we know. That damn band shell sits there waiting for us to use.
And then Sherry, you and I had talked about like a street party event sort of in the spring. If that might be an option. It's probably not with COVID right now, but I don't know if it's something.
That was something that Trish and I had talked about in the fall before they shut us down, just December 26th. We had talked about, very optimistically having it, the May weekend, the garage sale weekend.
Garage sale weekend.
Garage sale
The
weekend.
weekend.
But I guess we table it till maybe March where we see where we're at.
Yeah.
Talked about some music downtown, you know, just some fun stuff for when the garage sale weekend goes on. Some food, maybe getting some, something. But I guess we put that on our agenda, Trish, and we'll table that one till March and we'll discuss it again, put it on to discuss again in March. Some of all of these ideas so that we can move forward again. Anything else that people have heard about, thought about, that we'd like to put on our agenda to start talking in March and April as we hopefully open up here? And if not, just shoot some emails out and we'll figure some more stuff out. Okay. Anything else? Everything's covered. Next Board of Management meeting, February 3rd, 6 p.m. sharp. There's nothing else. Motion to adjourn at 7:16. Bert and Heather. Great. Thanks, everyone. We just have to give her a minute to take us off live.